As always, how are we feeling today? Give me a little answer in chat so I can make sure you guys can hear me. Awesome. I'm doing great, man. Thank you. I've been having a lot of new people join the Discord. There's nothing that makes me happier at the moment. It's glad to see so many new faces in here as well. I'm talking about you guys. Nice to meet you, Matt, MSP, Bottom Frag. I see a few new faces, so it's awesome to see here. But you know what? Let's get right into it. Very tough week last week. I'm gonna say that it like that. And I'm not speaking about trading or comprehension. I'm solely speaking on types of world events. And we know that these types of world events, for example, right now we're looking at, I don't want to take a position. I don't like bringing politics into here, so I'm not going to speak on it. But current market conditions are thriving for volatility. So there's going to be very aggressive move. We've seen large range days. If you've been trading for a while, you know that having a range over 300 handles for the past, I don't know, few months, and I'm talking like 5 or 6 months, it was not something that was possible. And now we're seeing 500 handle days back to back. So it's awesome to see as a trader, as a human being, maybe not so much. But as I said, enough politics. Let's get right into it with the basic top-down analysis. When we did our post-month analysis, which is available on YouTube if ever, we talked about how we took out an important liquidity level, right? This was November 1st high in 2021. We took out important liquidity, so I was expecting a retracement into our range, right? This range that I'm drawing out right here, I was expecting a retracement into our range. On ES, same thing, right? I'm always looking at the same thing. By the way, I'm on a monthly chart. If ever you're confused, just look at the bottom of my screens right here. You'll see that there's the little watermark with what time frame I am currently in. And yeah, NQ and ES on the right. But as we stated, we're looking for a retracement to internal. And what internal are we going to be looking for? Well, when we're looking at a monthly chart, you need to expect a certain type of shift before looking for something this, let's just call it aggressive, right? This huge move is a big shift in trends. So you'd be looking for a shift. Like what? Well, open of the second quarter, right? Which is what we had. If I can find it, where's April? There we go. We had the open of the quarter, and of course, I'm not going to get back deep into it, but we had our SMT at these levels. So we shifted in trend. And of course, our targets from last week have been hit. And looking at specifically the weekly chart, what did I say I was looking for? Well, I wanted to see on NASDAQ how we interacted with this specific order block. Okay. Well, that order block, how can I know? Well, I need to wait for a few more candles. But here comes how good only trading on high probability trading days are. So, what are our trading days this week? Well, I'm don't know the specifics of the news. I'm gonna go back and check. Yeah, okay. So Tuesday news is PMI. We have manufacturing PMI and we also have services PMI at 9:45 a.m. So Tuesday will be a trading day anytime after 9:45. So I'll be looking for 10 a.m. power of 3 for the earliest. Following on during the week, we have Thursday and Friday trading days with University of Michigan consumer sentiment and unemployment claims, advanced GDP, all of these news, and also home sales at 10 a.m. So we're going to be looking for same thing, 10 a.m. power of 3 on those 2 days. I won't be trading before 10 a.m. this week. So that's pretty nice to hear that I can wake up later. I don't know about you guys, but for me, that's good news. So understanding that I'm not going to be trading before Tuesday, it means that I'll have one more daily candle to understand more context. But how can I know if we're respecting this weekly order block or not before the end of the week? Well, I can't, right? So that's where you have to anticipate. Am I anticipating higher prices or lower prices? All comes down to power of 3. what does my monthly, by the way, that is 1 month, monthly power of 3 look like right now? Well, it looks like we're expanding lower. We haven't put a high, and if I go on a daily chart right here, we have put up a high with SMT as well. If I show you guys right here, I believe the SMT was, or was it? Oh yeah, well, it was just before. The specific high of the month was the SMT between NASDAQ and ES, right? This is all things we have seen before if you guys were present during the past analysis, but I don't want to be talking about something that we've seen before when there are so many new people in the Discord, right? That's why I'm going over it all over again. So no worries. But we have our high put up specifically at a time that is valuable to us, right? The second quarter starting. So I do believe this expansion is true, right? I don't believe this is a monthly manipulation. I think that our monthly expansion is lower, right? And especially seeing as we're now heading into, I call it the third week, sorry. Is it the third week? Yes, third week of the month. I'm going to be expecting a retracement with very high probability. But first off, I'm going to be looking for sell side objectives. Why? I think we're expanding lower. I just said it. Our monthly expansion is lower. So what am I going to be looking for? Well, I'm going to be waiting for my weekly, which is right here. And I don't know why it has not updated yet. So let me just, oh, because it uses New York Midnight. There we go. Our new weekly candle opening right here. I'm going to be looking for an early week retracement higher. Where specifically? Well, pretty simple. This last fair value gap will, of course, be where I want to see support as a last result. But seeing how quickly we did this move down, right? And of course, everything was low resistance. See, I'm going back over stuff we said earlier, so I'm sorry for the people who aren't new here. But these low resistance swings right here were our objective for a while, which this is actually IPDA 40 low right here. So these were our sell side objectives for last week, and for all this time that we were consolidating, I was just waiting for this move, right? A huge displacement lower. So now I'm going to be looking for a retracement and a continuation of that displacement. But since we are so bearish, it does not need to retrace to a premium of this range, right? So I'm not necessarily going to expect it to trade all the way back to this fair value gap. I'm going to be looking for earlier respect. So possibly at this fair value gap, right? How will I know? Well, SMT, always. So I'm going to be looking for hourly SMT, or even better, 4-hour SMT at those specific inefficiencies that I just showed on a daily chart, right? I'm actually going to go back to it really quickly. So this fair value gap right here, I'm going to stop with that. This fair value gap right here, this fair value gap right here, I'm going to be looking for respect of those, which would then do what? Well, it would retest those mitigation blocks that we left to the left, right? So I'm definitely going to be looking for that. And what we also have to take into consideration is if you look at the lows, see how further price is apart. This is not SMT, all right? So don't take it as SMT. I'm going to put it a different color, but see how much further apart these two swing points are on these correlated assets. So I'm going to be looking for SMT to form at those levels, which also line up, if I go back to my monthly chart, with this swing high, this inverted fair value gap right here. So we could just be retracing here, leave this gap open, trade back into this order block, which as you can see right here, the bottom sell side lines up with it. So not this one, the bottom sell side liquidity right here. So it would look a little something like this, and on ES like this, but we can almost not see the difference here compared to these two swing points. So I'm going to be looking for some SMT to form, but that's speaking long term, right? Short term, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a retracement higher, and then looking for SMT to form within these key inefficiencies, right? On ES, a little simpler, these gaps are fully filled. So that would also be some sort of divergence, but on ES, you have this fair value gap right here, which is the equivalent, but price is way closer to this level. So we could see ES trade all the way back up to its premium inefficiency, which I don't actually believe that is in a premium. barely at equilibrium, barely at equilibrium, but that would be the only inefficiency I would consider, possibly wick up to this order block right here, but that is way too far ahead for me to be considering that we're gonna continue going lower. So just to go back over, because I just said a bunch of stuff about a bunch of places, let's make it clear. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a retracement higher and then a continuation lower. Could we see Monday expand lower? Yes, sometimes Monday expands uncontrollably without clear objective. So that will bring more insight. And since I'm not trading before Tuesday, I'm going to utilize that insight. So how can I make it clearer? Well, it's simple. If we go and displace below this low right here, I'm going to remove my weekly order block that I had marked out. If we go and right away, no need to retrace, we just expand lower, especially here. I don't believe I have the new week opening gap indicator set up. So let me just drop it here. I don't believe I have it anywhere close as well. All right. It's going to take a second. Let me set up that new week opening gap right here. Set that up. I'm going to remove the NDOGs. I just want to see the NWOGs. All right. We have them in blue, please. Let's make them a little clearer. Awesome. So with a new week opening gap like this, if we see price expand through, retest that level, and then continue lower, I'm going to be looking for us to show that we are very bearish under this low. How would I see that? I want to see a daily close above it. Below it, sorry, not above it. Below it. Same thing goes for ES. See how we swept this level and we're not revisiting this? This is showing me that we're due for a retracement. Okay, but if Monday, of course, using this new week opening gap pushes us lower, then I'm going to expect us to continue lower and go target what? Well, very simple, right? These sell sides that I marked out on ES, this sell side still remains open right here, which yes is SMT. Why am I not considering it? Because we have huge displacements on both assets. So I'm thinking it could continue lower. What would invalidate this idea and tell me that, hey, we're actually bullish? Well, Monday disrespecting key inefficiencies. These ones. But as you can see, we aren't very close to that price level yet. So I think we're going to see a classic sell week with a Tuesday high of week. And again, just to frame it all the way, I'm going to look for within these daily inefficiencies, no matter which one it is, right? I'm going to look for that because we're very bearish. So I'm not definitely expecting it to retrace to a premium of its range. But I'm going to look for high of week to form within those inefficiencies, which are not showing up. Let me switch something really quickly. Visibility. There we go. So I'm going to look for high of week to form somewhere here. Where could we go as well? These equal highs, which could be known as a consolidation, right? So I'm going to be looking for that as well. So plan number one, I'm going to be looking for an expansion higher after Monday consolidation. I would like to see a Tuesday large range day, so I need to see Monday stay tight, if I can say it like that. I'm going to be looking for an expansion, if I can pronounce that right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to be looking for an expansion higher, targeting one of these inefficiencies. And how would I know that it's now done going up and it's going to continue lower, which is the second part of my plan? Well, SMT. There's no SMT formed 1 hour and below. Well, 1 hour and above, sorry, not and below. So 1 hour and above SMT. There's no SMT at this inefficiency. I'm going to expect it to retrace to this one. Same thing goes on this one. And if we invalidate this gap, which I don't think we'll do in 5 candles right here. I think this is too far away, right? We're looking at about 1,000 handle weeks. And last week we had a huge week. I can just use McKnight Open and show you guys, I believe. I guess not. Okay. It did the same bug for the... Oh yeah, 874 handles last week. And last week was a very volatile week. So I'm not expecting 1,000 handle week. I'm looking for either retracement above consolidation, something most hopefully at this level, or possibly we have a tight range day on Monday and we actually use this inefficiency to push us lower. But all that to say, I'm looking for a continuation lower, but I'm expecting a retracement higher first. Do you guys have any questions related to that? Any questions at all? I don't mind if it's about the concepts. I don't mind if it's about the analysis. Feel free to put those in chat. Lovely. I see Matt typing. Very clear. Awesome. I love to hear that. Well, on that note, guys, I'll wish you a very great trading week. As I said, I'm not going to be trading on Monday, so I'll probably be in here coding. If you guys have any questions then, just tag me in chat. I'll be here. Awesome. All clear. Thank you, Terrell. I appreciate that. So on that note, guys, we'll speak more during the week, but have a great trading week. Thank you for being here, and welcome to all the new people who are joining us today. Lovely to have you.